Hey man, I'm down here on at the Eden Hotel, and I ran into legendary Mark Barnes. Mark Barnes been putting on for the city for the longest time. Mark, I just want to ask you one question, good brother. What did you get started in doing this promotion business?
So it was a bet. First of all, hello folks.
Yes. Yes sir, yes sir.
It's not that I got started, I'm still here because of everybody here in the city.
Right. Yes,
what got me started was I was in New York City with a guy named Jeff Burroughs. We were up there, and Andre Harrell and Russell Simmons were having a party up in New York. And not knowing anything about nightlife, the music business, or anything like that, I was sitting there talking to my buddy Jeff, and he was like, "Oh my God, that's Russell Simmons." And I'm like, "You might have been telling me calculus, because I didn't know anything about music or anything." And we ended up in with a conversation later on. And the young lady that introduced us didn't want to tell him that I owned a courier company because it wasn't relevant to what they did. So she said, "Oh yeah, Mark throws parties."
Right.
And I had thrown a party or two, and actually I threw one really big party one time when the Trump Hotel, or the Waldorf Astoria now, was the old post office building.
Oh, I remember that.
2,000 people showed up. It was crazy. And Russell said to me and Andre, they said, "What do you mean you throw parties?" So I went along with it. I said, "I throw parties, motherfucker."
Right.
I throw the best parties in the world. They said, "Nigga, you don't throw parties like us. Barbra Streisand might be on the end of the pool at one of our parties." I said, "Nigga, any party y'all throw our shit on."
Right.
So then they said, "Well, shit on me because we coming to DC next week for the hip hop conference, and we want you to throw us a motherfucking party."
Wow.
They said, and so Jeff had told me how big they were. You know, Run DMC, Al B. Sure, and back then I was so in love with Al B. Sure's music and Father MC and all that. And they said, "You throw a better party than us, we're gonna let you write your own check in the music business."
Ooh. Wow.
So I said, "Bet, I'm throwing a party next week." So back then there was a place called Nell's in New York, and we went to the after party at Nell's. And I got on the payphone, I called my wife, I said, "We ain't going to LA next week. We're gonna throw a party." She said, "The fuck you mean we throwing a party?" She said, "Nigga, we going to LA." I said, "Nah, hell we are."
Shit changed.
She said, I said, "I just met this guy, Russell Simmons." And she said, "Who the fuck is Russell Simmons?" There wasn't no Google or nothing back then. I said, "You heard of Run DMC?" She said, "Yeah." He started it. And I said, "Well, these motherfuckers is millionaires." And they said I could write my own check in the music business if I could throw a better party. So I'm throwing a fucking party. She said, "What are you throwing a party?" I said, "We're going to tent the backyard, throw it at our house and everything." So I got home. We put it all together. We had about 1,200 people on the guest list. And with the courier company, I knew every secretary in the city. Back then, 35 years ago, every secretary was the baddest girl in the world.
Yeah, right.
You was working for these big companies.
That's right.
In DC, you know.
They were the gatekeepers. They were the gatekeepers back in the day. I already know.
So, because we owned the courier company, we was able to connect with all these people. And then, you know, we knew people. So when I tell you this party at my house was so amazing. So Russell and Andre came. Russell said at the end of the party, he said, "Nigga, get on your knees and suck this nigga's dick, because you ain't never thrown a party like this." So they gave me my props.
Yeah.
And then I said, I could do this myself. I really didn't need anybody.
Wow.
So then I jumped into it. And it was challenging, because you remember that party in my house cost me $25,000 to throw.
Wow. Wow. Well, it got you started, though.
It got me started.
Man. Is it true, man, that Puff used to follow you? I mean, I know Puff.
No. So me and Puff came kind of up together. Puff didn't follow me. Puff was with Andre Harrell.
Gotcha.
He was working with Uptown.
That's right.
And at one point, my funds got, and I went to work for Andre. So we was working together side by side, kind of. But Puff was just in it every day. He was on the train in New York. He was going to LA. He was doing whatever it took. I was a little bit more of a family man and stuck here in DC.
Right.
And Puff did his thing, you know. But he was my man, and I helped introduce him to the Ciroc, and that's how he got the. I wasn't the man that took him there, but the girl Jackie Lee took him to Ciroc, and you know, we did our thing. Because I had already sold 2,000 cases of Ciroc before Puff came on.
Okay.
And Jackie was like, "What are you doing?" I said, "You need to get somebody like Puff." And that was the introductory to rappers and hip-hop taking over the liquor business.
That $1 million party would be awesome.
Number one, what was his name, point guard for the Wizards?
Rod Strickland.
Rod Strickland. Yeah. That was my man. Rod used to come. So, you know, it all rolled through eventually, but the next chapter is what y'all gotta watch.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Hey, Mark, man, I appreciate you taking time out.
U Street TV, baby. That's it.
All right, man. Mark Barnes.